Hi, I'm Walter Coulter.
Hi, I'm Iris.
And we are
The
Elevators. Today, first of all, let me introduce who we are and why we're here. We started this cool group called the Elevators, which is to elevate your life.
Yes.
Rise up. Do more of what you really want to do. Like if you weren't worried about shade or people hating on you or fear, doubt, and worry, what would you be doing with your life if you didn't have to get permission from yourself and the people around you to do what you wanted? What would you be doing? We want to help you have a good life. So Iris, I want you to go into far away from you, into your 80s, 90s. You're sitting on the balcony with your grandkids and your kids, and one of your kids walks up and says, "Grandma, Mother Iris, tell me what you did with your life."
I got to travel a lot.
Oh yeah, where'd you go?
I went to Mexico because I've never been to Mexico, so
Really?
I wanted to see Mexico. I got to just explore where my parents are from, where they were born and raised. I got to visit Europe. I got to visit many different parts of the world.
So that's what we're talking about. We'll go way into the future and imagine living this great life. So we went out to the future. Now we're going to come back to Jamaica. We're going to come back to right now. Right now, what you need to do is write the things out you want to do. Even if it's just 2 or 3 things. Don't matter. You know, I want to skydive. I want to get my pilot's license. I want to fly. I want to go to Lyon, France. I want to go to Amsterdam. I want to go to Brussels and just sit there and get intoxicated and watch people sing and dance.
Right. But what about more simple dreams? Like I want to quit this job that I hate, or I want to get a new car.
That's cool. Write it down, and then that way you look at it every day. Once, Think Eagle Rick says, look at it twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. And so your brain goes, oh, okay, we need to be working on doing things to quit our job. Right? So go back to now, write those things down. 1, 2, you need to know where you stand. You just need to have a good plan. I plan to, every night when I get home for 30 minutes, work on my dream job so I can quit dealing with these idiots at my old job. Or whatever it is, right? Think about your life. Think about what you're doing right now with your everyday life.
Right. Most of us are in a repetitive schedule. We're doing the same thing every single day. Going to work, working at a job that we hate, coming home in traffic, to only sit on our sofa, watch Netflix, and just be on our phone at the same time, go back to sleep and do it all over again the next day.
We don't want to have this boring life. We want to have some fun. Right? You know what most people do? Is when I hear them talk about the end of their life, like retirement or like dying. What about what you do before you die?
Right.
So what if we focused on the dash? There's date of birth, date of death. What about the dash in the middle?
Right.
What do you think? We're the Dashians, right?
Yeah.
I'm Walter Dashian. This is Iris Dashian, right? We might get a call from Kimmy Kanye, which I'd totally be cool with, right? So what are you doing with that dash? That's what you should be focusing on. You know what I'm gonna do when at the end of my life, my body's gonna go, whew. Man, that was crazy. If there's an afterlife, do it again.
Right.
You're probably thinking, why listen to us? Why would you follow us? By the way, like, subscribe, do all those things, hit the bell, so when we come on, you can be there, right? Why listen to us? Well, first of all, I know I've been through a lot. I've taken a lot of risk in my life and I've learned a lot. I know I've been through a lot of trainings, personal development, life coaching. It seems like it never ends, and I know you've gone through quite a bit.
Right, I've taken some life coaching courses. I've also taken some personal fitness training courses. And not only that, but I am a bona fide problem solver. That is all that I go through.
And she's a personal trainer too, which is pretty cool. Right? Personal trainer, life coach. It's going down. And we're in the kitchen, so there's some hope. No, I'm just kidding. So now that you know why you should follow us, why don't you do an exercise? What I want you to do is get clear on what you want. See, in this country, and I'm sure it's like that around the world, is suicide and depression is on the rise. I saw this article about millennials and suicide, which I think when I was a kid, killing myself was the farthest thing from my mind.
Right.
But now, I hear more kids saying, oh my God, the world is over. I'm like, dude, your life is just getting started.
Right.
So if it sucks now, wait till, you have a long time.
We're not seeing the bigger picture.
Right?
Yeah.
Figure out what you want. Block out the haters and the shade throwers and go for it.
Right.
It's hard to be suicidal and chase your dream. Right? Generally, you're doing one or the other. right? So get clear on your goals, and that will speed up the process, right? Give me one of your goals really quick.
Well, I want to finish a second certification for personal fitness training.
All right. She's a personal trainer. You wanna message her, right? Just trust me, she's the best. Let's assume there was the God of the universe, your God, or whatever you believe in, is going to do a draft pick.
Right.
So he or she, is probably a she, right? Most likely because women are totally organized, right? So she comes down and says, I'm doing a draft of the human race.
Right.
I'm going to pick the people, not that are the best, but are living their best life, doing their best. If there was a draft pick, like they do in baseball, football, basketball, would you be in the first round? Would you be the first round draft pick?
Right, and that would be based on people who are, living their best life, right?
Going for it.
Right.
Right, regardless of what you're doing, you're going for it, right? What if you could be a first round draft pick, like a James or Jamie Bond, right? I'm James Bond, she's Jamie Bond, right? Like, the person that has it together, their money, their fitness, everything. James Bond, Jamie Bond, because I believe there'll be a Jamie Bond in the future. They just have their stuff together. So we have this big goal. Like, what are some of your goals? Like, for me, it's to get my pilot's license.
Right.
Learn how to be a chef, right? And I love to cook, but so I get out, I land my plane, and you come into my hangar, and it's turned into a kitchen, right? And it's me and Gordon Ramsay sitting there. He's screaming at me. I'm like, back up off me, right? So he's been waiting on me because my plane is late because I'm flying it, right?
Yeah.
I land and he's in the kitchen waiting on me. We got 200 people in there. We're just getting down in the kitchen. Now, in order to do that, I gotta learn how to cook. So instead of just imagining me with Gordon Ramsay, I need to learn how to cook first, and I probably should start reaching out to him, right? Gordon, I'm putting it out there, right? Me and you in my hangar.
So I feel like a lot of times when people have these giant goals, right? So we could look at it as an elephant. If you want to eat an elephant, you have to hold on. If you want to eat an elephant, you have to start with small bites, right?
Oh,
you don't just take in the whole elephant. You have to start little by little.
Do people eat elephant? Okay, you get the point. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I interrupted.
So it's baby steps, So it's just kind of like some people, they have like these big dreams. And when they think about it, they get overwhelmed, and what happens? They get anxiety, and then eventually they just put it in the back burner and don't chase after it anymore. So what we are trying to push is to get you to realize that if you take it one baby step at a time, if you take just one little step, even just daydreaming about it is enough. As long as you're thinking about it at least once or twice a day, that's a baby step toward your bigger goal.
Here's one thing that I've learned when it comes to chasing your goal is experience. Experience helps. I heard Patrick Bet-David, he's big out there on the internet. So let me see if I can get it right. So experience comes from, no. Good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment.
Right.
Right? You're like, I ain't doing that again, right? Don't date him, girl. No. So I think experience is better than textbooks. You see kids get out of college and they have no idea what to do.
Right.
There's so many kids with college degrees and they have no idea what to do. The school I went to, our valedictorian, I went to a drive-thru Taco Bell and he was like, how can I help you?
Yeah,
I felt for him.
Yeah.
But I was out getting the experience. And I'm not saying drop out of school. Not what this is about. I'm just saying, get some experience too, right? If you want to teach art, why don't you buy and sell some art so when you can speak from experience, right?
So in order to reach your goals, sometimes you will need a guide. Even a coach needs a coach. Even the most professional people that we know of have a coach.
Oh yeah, like Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, Roger Federer, Ralph Nadal.
Even J-Lo in like the most recent movie, Hustlers. There's so many videos on YouTube talking about how she needed to be coached in order to move the way that she did.
Can we have a moment of silence for J-Lo and Hustlers? I saw some people in their 90s in there when J-Lo came out, clack, clack. It was just like, you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah, the movie theater was like blown away, like, whoa.
Go ahead, J-Lo, but they do have coaches, and I think you need a coach and a guide for the rest of your life.
Right.
Because you should always be working on yourself. Thanks for bringing that up.
Sure.
Speaking of a guide, speaking of a coach, you seen the space shuttle take off or rocket launch?
Right.
I love it. I love watching like Apollo 13 and Apollo 11, these movies. Like they're all sitting there in Houston, they're like, health go for launch. Like aeronautics go for launch, hydraulics go for launch. I love that. one person on that team could abort. Out of all those people, one person can say, you know what, we're not ready. That's what you need. You need a guide, somebody that can say, you know what, let's make an adjustment. Right? The space shuttle is constantly moving, or rockets now, or whatever's going on, but there's always people correcting it.
Right.
The space shuttle, the rockets are always being corrected all the time.
Right.
That's why they have Houston. We are your Houston.
So if you're watching this video now, just be aware that these videos are going to be made specifically for you. We're always going to have you in mind when we create content for you. So make sure that you comment to let us know where you're from, what kind of problems you're dealing with.
Yeah, what's going good in your life, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Let us know, because we are going to be reading the comments and we are going to be taking notes and creating content based on your feedback. So make sure that you like and subscribe. Subscribing is always so that you can be aware of whenever we make a video. Make sure that you click on that little bell.
Hit that bell, baby,
Yeah.
so you can follow us. And then this is going to be, we're going to get down and dirty. I've seen a lot of life coaches and people that kind of just, we want to get right to the point. We want to be specific. Here's what the specifics, we want to walk you through it. It's just like driving. When you start driving, you're all over the place, and then sooner or later, you don't even realize you're doing it.
Right.
That's what this is going to be like.
So we really appreciate all of you watching this video. Thank you so much, and we hope that it's been helpful for you.
Yes, like, subscribe. We are the elevators. Help us and rise up.